Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. As with every single major update here in Call of Duty, dating years back, it seems like, Season 1 added in plenty of new things, right? We got, obviously, the Warzone integration. That's a massive update in and of itself, but we also got the standard stuff, the new battle pass, new weapons, new operators, maps, modes, the standard stuff for every single major seasonal update, right? But also, as with every single major update, every title update that we see go live in COD, the game gets updated with more than just the content that's being released that day. For instance, we saw several new game files added into Modern Warfare 3 and Warzone here, and thanks to various data miners and leakers in the community, we now have some new data mined information for some upcoming content updates within MW3 and Warzone, but also even some interesting information dating all the way to COD 2024 to stack on top of some very exciting news that we just got the other day. So lots of interesting leaks to break down in this one. As we get into it, if you enjoy the video, do me a favor, drop a like on it. And if you're new here, you want to guarantee we're up to date with the latest news, updates, leaks, meta breakdowns, literally everything going on in COD is here on a daily basis. Feel free to hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications so you can stay on top of all of that stuff. But initially here, I gotta preface this, every time we talk about leaks, things are always subject to change when it comes to data mined information and leaked information. None of this is coming directly from Call of Duty or Sledgehammer or Raven, so it's not 100% guaranteed and 100% official by any means. So just keep that in mind if you see things down the road that are similar to this or alternative versions. These could even be scrapped. That's why. It's because they're still just leaks as of now. But initially, there are a couple of new weapons that have surfaced recently that likely will end up being Season 2 weapons here in early 2024. So the first one is actually the FN2000. And you might recall, you date back to MW2 2009, where obviously we're playing in multiplayer right now with all those maps now back. One of the sort of mess around guns, not so serious guns back in the day, was the F2000, which is pretty funny considering back in OG MW2, that game was so fun because like every single gun was broken in some way. Like everything was so powerful back then. Obviously the ACR, the intervention, the UMP really stood out, but like you could mess around with most guns in that game and they were really good. Not the F2000. That thing was hot trash back in the day. One of my least favorite guns in the game, but hilarious to mess around with. And it appears it might be returning here in Season 2. There are already various different calling cards and mastery emblems with the FN2000 listed as like the picture for them. It's been in the files for some time with newly updated ones here with Season 2 surfacing. Also, it is interesting to note that back in Vanguard, we did see, I think it was called the BP50, which is sort of a remake of the F2000. And it wasn't all that great if I remember. So maybe this time around it'll be different and it'll be a worthwhile rifle. We'll have to wait and see. But the FN2000 could be a new upcoming weapon here for MW3 in Warzone. The second new weapon that's been talked about a bit recently is kind of an interesting one because this could actually be its own weapon coming at some point, potentially Season 2 or maybe later on down the road. This could be something we actually have already seen altered for gameplay as is. What we're talking about is the AK556. Currently, the SVA545 in game is very similar to the model that's been leaked. However, it's not an exact one-to-one, and recently, I believe it was Forward Leaks over on Twitter, posted new references of the AK556 having like PNGs in game. So it's quite possible we also see that debut as a new rifle. It's also possible that that was a leftover file that was updated for some random reason, which we have seen happen several times in the past. So just take that with a grain of salt, of course. As I mentioned at the start of the video, we do actually have some very strange information in regards to a future COD 2024 update actually, and this is stemming from MW3 Intel, and they say COD 2024, aka Black Ops Gulf War, will feature a small Warzone map internally called Marina, likely around the size of Rebirth Island or Fortune's Keep. Now, you may recall that just last week, we got the breaking news that Verdansk is supposed to be the big map with COD 2024. Now we're also getting some new leaks thanks to the MW3 game files that are referencing the map known as Marina for now as a resurgence map coming. So we potentially already have the major new launch maps, quote unquote new launch maps for COD 2024 Warzone, and that is essentially a full year away, you know, December 2024. So very peculiar, very curious that we've already got references to that stuff in the game files and the insider information pointing towards that happening further on down the line. Getting back to more short-term and near future leaks though with MW3 and Warzone, there's been some new emblems found in game apparently referencing what could be a Mortal Kombat crossover. Scorpion, I believe, is the name of the character. There were actually emblems that look just like his character in Modern Warfare 3 and Warzone. So it's possible that thanks to these data mines, surfacing now, we have insight into a future crossover slash collaboration coming to MW3 and Warzone. I can only imagine what the finishing moves would be like if we did see a Mortal Kombat crossover. I feel like those would be like the standout things of those bundles for sure, since obviously that's kind of what Mortal Kombat is known for outside of just the fighting gameplay in and of itself. The finishers, the executions and whatnot go crazy over there. So if that does end up coming to fruition, we could see some pretty wild updates in game for sure. Hey everyone, it's holiday season, and if you're looking for the perfect stocking stuffer or gift this year, look no further than G Fuel. Whether you're trying to treat yourself this holiday season or pick up something for some friends or some family, G Fuel's got you covered with a little bit of something for everyone. Whether you're trying to restock on your favorite flavors, maybe try something new, they got the tubs, the starter kits, even just some straight up shaker cups if you're looking to grab a new one of those. If you want to pick up anything at all from the G Fuel site, be sure to go ahead and throw in code IMMORTAL at checkout for that nice little discount. Link for that will be down in the description below if you're interested. We also have a couple of leaks that, curiously enough, pertain specifically to the Gulag, which is fun, I guess, especially with the information that we have to discuss here. As we know right now, the Gulag this year, a little bit more innovative than in years past. Not only does the layout actually change from match to match, where the center layout can be different. Sometimes there's more cover, sometimes there's less, but we also have these Gulag specific events. Go Again allows you to do another Gulag if you lose. Fully Loaded gives you 2 maxed out weapons. There's also cash drops, so you can get a ton of cash in the Gulag as you're looting through it. Well, 2 new Gulag events have also been referenced in the game files apparently. The first one is known as Overcrowded. Now, unfortunately, we only get the names of these events and not any actual descriptions as of now, but Overcrowded to me almost would seem like maybe they're trying to do more than just a 1v1 in the Gulag. Obviously, you look back at Warzone 2, we had the 2v2 Gulags. I really hope that doesn't return, but like, I'm trying to just think and sort of theorize what else Overcrowded could mean. Are they going to cut down on like the space that you can play in? The Gulag itself is already pretty small, so like to me, the only thing that I'm getting from this leak is that there's going to be more people in the Gulag. It's going to be crowded. I could be completely wrong, but let me know your theories down in the comments below. What do you guys think that event could be? The second one I think is a bit more self-explanatory. This one's known as a rocket event, and if I had to guess, this probably just means that instead of normal weapons in this Gulag event, you'd be getting rocket launchers or the RGL or something, which would be interesting to say the least. I mean, that wouldn't be my favorite one for trying to regain in a match. Say late game, you get taken out, you're in a Gulag last second, and you spawn in and you have to use an RGL. You win, and then you're back in the overworld, and suddenly you have to use an RGL for your regain instead of maybe an SVA or a striker or something else that you'd usually get in the Gulag instead. So that could have some inverse effects, but still promote some pretty fun gameplay within the Gulag itself. The devs did mention that they had a lot of sort of fun events and fun updates for the Gulag this year like that, with different map variants being introduced and other Gulag events being introduced. So that would certainly line up with the official information that we've heard up until this point. But I mean, this is the start of leak season. For what it's worth, there was a lot of other stuff that surfaced via data mines, but it was like 99% weapon blueprints and stuff like that, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't really care too much about that stuff. We're more focused on the big picture leaks here in terms of weapons, maps, other big game-changing updates like that. So certainly some fun leaks to start the year. Obviously, with the future title updates, Season 1 Reloaded will probably include more leaks for Season 2. Season 2 will include leaks for Season 3, and the cycle continues just because that's kind of how COD is nowadays. And especially with things all being on the same unified engine, we'll start to see more COD 2024 leaks as well as we get closer with some of those further out seasonal updates. So definitely something to keep an eye on in the future. You guys know, as new things surface, as it's unofficial via data mines or official via teases and announcements, I'll have you covered with all the latest need to know info right here. So stick it here for that alongside everything else going on in COD by hitting that subscribe button. And if you guys enjoyed the video, do me a favor and drop a like on it on your way out. Well, once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.